Hey everybody, welcome back to Riven. This is episode 6. We are in the middle of exploring this laboratory. We just finished reading this journal where we got some very interesting information, and now we need to continue to explore. So this is a nice little pen, maybe an inkwell, coffee cup. There were coffee rings or beverage rings, I guess could be any beverage in there. Maybe it's some local like crushed up fish or something for all I know. Little business card holder for when you go to Dunny business meetings. We've seen that. This is interesting. This looks like a harpoon gun. I can't activate it, but it definitely looks like or it could be a blowgun. Yeah. So you have a handle that you put your if you're right-handed, you put your left hand here like you would on the forestock of a gun, and then you draw back here, and there's a big plunger that pulls a plunger back, and I bet you put the dart in the front instead of having to make it an actual blowgun. It's just a dart gun. You release the handle, and it springs forward, and it shoots the dart out. And if that fails, you've got a bayonet on the front, and you can just do the old stabby stab with. Tusks. All the lighting is surrounded by tusks. It's very elegant, but rustic. Let's go left to right. Ooh, frogs. So these are Yturba or whatever you call them. Formaldehyde frogs here. I can't open them and stick them in my pockets, but a variety of different chemicals and things. Maybe ink samples, trying different inks that he's been working on. The trap that we found in the trap room with a little scalpel, perhaps for extracting poison. This may be a holding device. This is all very 19th century medicine, so he's extracting poison, I guess, to be able to refine here in this device, maybe, and turn into dart ammo. Let's check what has it got in its pockets. Eggs of different types, perhaps all of the various bird life we've heard, even lizard life. Those are very tiny. That's the only drawer that works. What about that bottom? It looks like a drawer. Nope. What is this? A little bit of heat is applied. And the water starts to move. Oh, and it migrates away from the heat source. So as he was describing, the water moves out of the way via some motile bacteria. So this obviously is the mechanism by which they make those Moses holes that we were talking about before. Clever. But he said he had no use for it, so someone else must have devised those mechanisms. Perhaps the rebels, led by Atris and Catherine. What else is in this beautiful room? This big fireplace in the middle. Inside is a burned book. A burned linking book. So one of his discarded linking books that didn't function as he desired, a test piece. Didn't do a very good job burning it. Well. Oh, I can summon a maglev right to my door. Your Uber has arrived. Oh, actually, that's probably not right to my door, but whatever. This is not the way I came in. But interestingly, the maglev button is on the opposite door, not the door you go out. So, this is the hallway from the frog fishery, the cavern that we came in. It's a very shiny door. And then I guess immediately when you get here, you slap the button so you got the train waiting for you. And then you head on down. Well, I feel like we've explored everything in this lab. We've learned a lot from the last episode when we were reading through all the books, if you missed that. And the maglev has arrived. This is the first time we've seen it from above, so let's take a look real quick. Yeah, you've got these two giant, they do look like electromagnets, perhaps repelling it from these cables. And then the propulsion is like a huge turbine device, like a jet engine almost. So it's like a jet maglev. Yeah, jet maglev. Well, I guess we'll just do some island hopping. I mean, what do we got to lose? Besides polluting the environment a little bit. Take me home. Or not home, but to some new unknown place. I ain't scared again. What's he gonna do? Put me in his fireplace? Hit it. Yahoo! Alcatraz. I don't know if you watch Eddie Izzard, but all I could think when I came in is Alcatraz. But no, it's Alcatraz. It does definitely look like Alcatraz. It's a big square thing on an island. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Tusks. It's a lot of tusks protruding. This weird mineral pool with the blue and green. And some, that's a weird rock formation. Does not seem natural. Seems like it's grown out of the ground here. How do I look down? I want to look down into this pit below me. What is that? It's a 5 pentagon down here. Does not seem hostile to life. I hear all kinds of frogs and birds and creatures. And this has just been hewn straight out of the rock, so like a limestone uplift or something like that, or even a reef. I mean, this looks like Yellowstone, geothermal, and the pools as well with their mineral color. This is a really lovely landscape. Oh, soda. They have soda fountains. Man, I am thirsty. Give me some soda pop. No? No? Showers, maybe? Like, this could be like the geothermal spa where people come and they get a nice mineral water shower and bath. Bathing hole, perhaps. I don't see any towel racks. Cleft in the rock for an elevator. And no access to, let's see if we can come back and turn around and look this way. There's a little, oh yeah, big protrusion. That's a big knife hilt. It's been suspended over this cleft, like it's been jammed into the rock and the rock is broken. Into the elevator, push the button. I wonder if any of these elevators get stuck, who responds? Is there like the emergency fire button that you push and it's like, oh, hello, this is Riven Fire Department. Or the Coast Guard, I guess, because this is all ocean. Seems like you could get in trouble. This is a cool little chain overhang. Oh, and you can go out the other side too. So from this initial spot, you can go 2 directions. Let's first look up the overlook. So these are the shapes of the islands. This must be the large one because this big sunken area, like it's like cavern, I guess, or some kind of karst where the limestone is dissolved away to let all those dwellings be built in there is where we were before. I'm not entirely sure where we are now, but I think it is the L Islands, but I could be way off. What do I push the button? Oh, it's heating, and the water is moving away from the surface. Interesting. So the water has stayed permanently up. So what is this? Is this actually performing some task? Is it indicating that heat is being supplied? Because we know that heat is what makes the bacteria move the water. Does it mean that this is the control panel that diverts energy to each of these islands from a specific place? I think that's anyone's guess. Yeah. So which one is the... This must be the quarry, not the quarry, the paper mill island, even though it looks more like this with that sunken part in the middle. I think the sunken part needs to be big enough for the people to live in. So I'm pretty sure this was the paper mill island. This is the one we're on now. This is the inhabited one. And this one must be the one with the trees and everything where we left from there to go to the quarry. The first one we visited. And then this tiny one was our base station, perhaps, or maybe we haven't been there yet. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I think we're on the L island, so let's leave that one powered for now and see what happens. Okay, another one of these guys. So there must be a viewer somewhere. And I like these little wooden statues of the walruses. Obviously a very important creature, but they have pegs in the back, like someone climbs up on top of them and goes to look. This room or object is floating on some kind of pontoon in the middle of the lake. Let's go in here and see what's in. There's some script around the outside too as well. Oh, this is the topography. Okay, yes, I am on this island. So here is that interesting rock formation when we first came up. This is the path with the various island representations in limestone where the water was rising. This is the kind of caldera where I am actually at in the middle. It doesn't show the man-made structure where I am right now, but that's right in the middle of this pond. And this is, you can see there as it rises, this round shape where the rotating dome is, the geothermal dome, and that comes in this square. The only man-made structure I see on here, or the only man-made like metallic structure I see on here, is that dome. And so this is basically some kind of imager. And why this is set up in a grid of some kind. And when I was looking at the tops of these islands back there, you know, just out on that catwalk, it also had a weird kind of grid surface where there was like holes, like a perforated board or like pegboard or something on the top of it. So the orientation of these, or the placement, I should say, of these might be important. So I'm going to, this is a 5x5 grid, of course. I don't know why I even wondered. And for the L-shaped island, I'm going to make a separate page, and for each island, I'm going to identify any features that are interesting, and then specifically write down on which part of the grid are there geothermal vents. So I will start with the L shape. Okay, and back, we will select this guy. Okay, so it's in the upper left quadrant. And it is on the bottom part there. You couldn't see that while I was doing that because I had it overlaid, but I'll show you again. This one here. I hope you'll agree there's no other feature. We'll run back out here. Let's do big boy. This one's a little messy, a little hard to see. Except that's probably it right there, isn't it? In this little square. So let's check the others. And it's interesting because it makes me wonder how much of this, you know, when they made the topography of the game, they basically had an image that was a topographic map. You know, it would be a flat, you know, a GIF or a JPEG or some kind of like TIFF file that had that topographic map laid out on it. And so it makes me wonder if when they were developing the tools to make this game in the first place, they thought, oh, gee, wouldn't it be cool if we used that topographic map that we already generated to make the terrain to be able to pop this up and made that one of the puzzles that was part of it. And that part of, I think the cool thing about older games is that they were constrained by what they could do. And as they discovered, you know, as they pushed those boundaries and said, well, to make this game, we have to be able to achieve these things. And then naturally, what extends out of those things is the puzzles, because they have to work with the environment. And they're like, well, what if they had to go through a similar puzzle where they look at the topography? We have this topography file. What if we made a viewer that let them go in and locate this information, you know, on whatever it is? Because really, in the concepts of the game, it doesn't really make that much sense that they would be like, oh yeah, like there's GPS on this island, and for some reason they have to know that in this exact square of this exact coordinate system on this exact place, there needs to be something. And I could be way off base, and maybe I don't need to. Maybe this is all a giant waste of time, but there's nothing in Riven that is wasted, because the game was pushing boundaries, and it was something that hadn't been done before, and there was nothing like it at the time. And so I really think the developers said, hey, let's use that information, let's do something with it, we've already got it, so why not? And I think that's cool. So 2 more. So I think that means we visited all the islands. We have been to Tiny Island, which I think was a launch pad for us to get to the island with the trees where the paper was being cut. Maybe we're missing one. Actually, I do think we're missing one. I think we're missing this one that's on screen right now. Because we went to Tree Island, which was here, I think. And then we went to Quarry Paper Mill Island, which was here, I think. And then we've been all the way over here, which is the this topographic area. And I still think this tiny island is where that first little maglev and the reception and the broadcasting room were. So that means we haven't been here yet. I don't know. Let's go check it out, see if we recognize the topography. Oh, we've definitely been here. This has the big golden dome on it. And it's split right down the middle. How interesting. Like right down the middle, it's split. And that's very clearly the rotating dome. So we'll put it back in its normal orientation. It is in this upper left quadrant, so give me a few seconds to picture that out for you. And there's only one more. Tiny Island. Let's look at the topography and see if it's just the maglev station. That should help confirm to us which one it is. So we've definitely been to all of the places then, if we've been to Tiny Island, if it's the one we think it is. I was hoping you'd be able to see, like, if we look up off into the distance, like a big bubble of water shooting up off the top of it, but I don't think that's really how it works. Okay, there's only one square here, and that's, I don't think we've been here. Perhaps not. It looks like a giant tree. Stump. And I rotated it one too many times. So, this one's a piece of cake. And we still have no idea what the use of this is at all. Maybe if we explore around some more, we'll learn something interesting. Uh-oh, this one's banged up. I can't even look through it. It's so banged up. It does have that one going by every so often, and if you listen to the sound, and then a pause. So I'm going to try to hit it on the pause. Nope. I'm just going to spam it. Button spamming for the win. Okay. So even though it wasn't aligned, because of the rhythm of the squeak, which interestingly is the same for every one of these devices, which I don't believe would be true in the real world, we were able to determine which one was which. So let's go over and check it out. And we have this combination, but I don't think we have power. Let's see how many numbers we have. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I don't think our combo that we came up with, which ends in 30, is a possibility. Unless that crossed X means 525, which would be 5 5s, which... oh, okay. That's why I was wrong. Let me show you here. I was close, but not quite right. This crossed bar here, I was thinking that it meant 6 5s because it was a 6 and a 5, but what it is not 6 and 5, which I don't even know what that would look like because it would be symmetrical, but what it is 5 times 5, because if you put a 5 on top of a 5, you get the same, you get the same. There is no difference if you put a 5 on a 5. So you can't overlap a 5 with a 5 numerically like you do all these other base numbers. So you end up with this cross number, which means this is probably 25 and not 30, which means if we go back here, this is a scale of 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, which means this combo should be 25, 20, 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6. Haha! Did I just beat the game? That can't be. It can't be. It really can't be. No link. Okay. Okay, good. So this means this is 34th age. But whatever he mentioned, the power structure that has to power up the book, the linking book, essentially, because he doesn't know how to write very well, it is not powered. So let's get out of here. Well, I'm a little surprised that we've gotten... I feel like this is not too far from endgame, except now we have to figure out how to power up the things. Like, we have to put the right power to the right dome so we get the right energy to the right place, and I still have no idea what a fire marble is. But from here... we know where every one of these domes is, and it seems like we only need to know... we only need to divert the power to one of them, really. The only one we haven't cracked open is the one that's on... We haven't found this tiny island, or at least been to that tiny island, unless I just am not recognizing it properly, which is entirely possible. So right now, let's get out of here, because I think we have what we need. So let's do an about face. Oh wait, that was wrong. Come through here. Nope, that's the way we came in, and I am directionally challenged. Straight through. How is this happening? Oh, because I'm stupid. I have somehow conflated this island with the last island we were on, which provided access back to the dome. This is not even this one, so I need to get back on the maglev. Oh, that's embarrassing. I need to get back on the maglev and rock and roll. Might I suggest you invest in some WD-40 for this elevator? That is quite a racket. Back down here. Back to our lovely teapot. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, round, round. Go! Okay, well, all we need to do now is run back through here. I believe I left that bridge in the up position, or the down position, excuse me, or at least powered up. If I remember right from episode 1, yeah, it was powered but not down. And there is a lever up here. So when we were down there somewhere, throwing that lever, and we expected this to come down, it didn't. It's because there's a lever here. Woohoo. This is not very exciting. It's the other side of that same cat. Oh no, okay. It is exciting because now we can extend this gangplank. Ta-da! So now we can complete the circle, get anywhere we want, at any time we want. But what I don't know is... Ooh. Is that the summon button? Yes, come to me, lift. Clangety clang. Okay. What's left, man? We're just flying through. So here's the dome that we saw on the topographical map. This should be the round room, which is in the current orientation of... Let's find out. Okay, it's in the orientation of Genghis Khan and the Golden Dome, which means... Let us go back to our map. in our little device here, and it is currently in this orientation, with this going to the Genghis Khan prison cell where we started the game, and this going through to the Golden Dome, and we are standing here at this place we have never been through, where there was two gates, one here and one here, peering through. So if we rotate it once, we will have access to the steam valve for the ice cream viewer. If we punch it twice, no access at all from here. If we punch it 3 times, a lady. No, 3 times we will be able to get back to the main entrance point. So the question there is, where do we want to go? I don't know. Have we discovered a code that will let us use the viewer yet? Is there a code? The dome code? This is the dome code, but what's the viewer code? At the very beginning of the game, we had the ice cream 5-key panel. We don't have that yet, I don't think. Although, interestingly, those levers that were on the island, very far away, and this may just be a coincidence, were here, this. So second, third, and fifth. So we can try second, third, and fifth and see if that does anything. And if we want to do that, then we'll need to push this button 1, 2, 3 times. 1. To who? A 3. Ta-da! Science. Well, shall we try it? No, does not work. What other clues have we had? We never did figure out those levers and how they were supposed to work overlooking the water. Well, let's see. I think now we can go back to the Gold Dome. Because now we have access to everything. We can come around here. We can go to that island. We can go to this island. What's the tiny island is my only question. Is it truly... We haven't gotten down there yet, and I'm not sure how we're supposed to. Let me go back downstairs, through the Golden Dome, down there, all the way down the ramp. This would be the button for the elevator to call it back down. That is the tiny island. How do I get to the tiny island? I don't know how I didn't see that rotating before, but I need to get out there somehow, and I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Is there another entrance in the Golden Dome room I have not seen before? I've been out here. I've been around here. Where does that even go? All the way down there. Wish I could look down. It's kind of frustrating part of this game that you can't. What if I... Nope. I don't think that was helpful. Oh, wait. I should have pushed that button because I've pulled it up, which means either I summon it back down and it falls on my head, which is an option, or if I'm down there and I push the button, I drop down to a lower level, and I haven't tried that. I don't know what I was thinking walking right by that button without pushing it. It's very uncharacteristic. Button. Yeehaw! I love the smell of progress in the morning. Yep, 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 yep. Only one way out. This should be wide open. Yeah, this is the wide open eye. Got it. Oh, I missed. Got it. Bit of lag. Bonk. Cool, there's a little book in there. I know the code. What is left here? Great. So now begins the arduous process of having been everywhere, but not having found everything. But where I still have not been, that I thought I was going to get access to, was up this bridge and into this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have thrown that lever in the first place. Maybe I didn't even try to go up the staircase that would have been pointed up there. What a numpty I am. I don't see how I could get up that, though, to be honest. No, I can't get up that. Well, am I supposed to get up there even? I mean, there's something up there, right? What do I do? What do I do? I'm at a loss now. Which way do I go, George? Well, this is the way I didn't have access to before, which takes me back to this room, which isn't really earth-shattering. And this is just the creepy, yeah, the side entrance that we sneak by to get in. Okay, it's got to be something to do with this. 6, 7, 11, no. So we found those little revolving guys, which was the chirpy frog, the walrus, and the scarab in the sandbox. That was only 3 numbers, but those numbers were 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Those were the numbers we found. That doesn't do anything. We know one we found on Gen's desk. So number 1. The only one we haven't found then would be 5. And I don't think that's related. It's just jogging my memory that... I wonder if dead guy... I think dead guy, they moved his body, right? Oh yeah. He's totally out of there. Yeah, there's nothing down here except a stone door that I have closed, and I don't really need to take the maglev everywhere because I have access now via this room, and I can bypass the gold dome room pretty effectively. So if I go back here, what did I miss? What did I miss? I read all of this very interesting stuff. Oh, I missed this entire thing here. What is all this? This entire desk. A squishy vise. Why is that important? Why do I care about this table bench vise? And a cheese cutter. Oh, amazing. Even the tree stump has 5 thingies in it. What do I do? Do I like... It's a book binding station, maybe? Oh, yeah, that must be what it is. Like you have some kind of alignment for binding the book, and then once you put the glue on the pages, then you can bind it, and etc. So I missed that bench entirely, but nothing earth-shattering about the world here. And the only one here that opens are these, and I can't touch any of these very important eggs, whatever these shapes are. Very interesting. Wish that door wouldn't close on me every time. So I learned what I needed to learn from there. I feel. But let's just go back. But we have been recording for quite a while now. So with that, I will close the door on this episode of Riven. And when we return, we will start taking the maglev all over town because we've seen everything and we think we've done everything, but we're not sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next time and have a great evening. Cheers.